In Last Fortress, there are two types of heroes, production and combat. In this video, we'll be going over some heroes and gear. Plus, stay tuned for the end of the video for some great news. Good morning, or good evening, wherever you are. I am Dewey NM23 from Sergeant Dewey Gaming. The topic of heroes is a big one, with questions asked like, how should I set up my lineup? Where should I place my production heroes? Important questions that almost every beginner asks. Short answer, however you want. But to get the most efficiency out of them is another story. Since the production of heroes is going to be a little long, I got a joke for you to hopefully combat the boredom they may get. The dentist said, you need a crown. And the patient said, finally, someone who understands me. If you don't get it, that's okay. But without further ado, here we go. All production heroes have certain skills that dictate where they are best placed. Many are free and others can be earned through events, which is great. For many of the production heroes, you can get through the radar. The radar allows you to get various other items as well, but as you level it up, you'll be able to get these heroes. Now, Rebecca, she is a combat hero, but one of the very first ones you get for combat is her. Now, all the rest here are production heroes. I forgot to mention, you do get 2 production heroes at the beginning of the game, which also helps a lot. Production heroes, they help with various functions throughout your fortress. You can use them to create medicine. You can use them to increase your research speed. You can use them to increase the training speed of your troops. There's so much. It'd take a lot of time to go over every single function that they be able to help you with. Some of the heroes, like Willowitz, he is gained through a 7-day event as soon as you start about the time you start the game. You gain him through by completing a lot of quests. You get point value, and every time you hit a point marker, you get a reward for that points. I believe it was 1,000 points. How they had it all set up, it was 1,000 points to be able to get him on the 7th day. It's a day-by-day task they got to complete. But anyways, I use him in the control center that's where his skills are dictated. But I can also use him in the lab, so where my research speed, he gives a 19.2 research speed increase. Currently, that's also because my level is 40 and whatnot, and that speed will increase. All their attributes will, like every single production hero, once you increase their level, increase their ascension level, their stats will increase, which also allow various other things to increase, like production, research speed, construction speed, stuff like that. Your other heroes, they like Mario, he's good for the water treatment plant, but you can also use him for training troops, construction. So each of the heroes have that one thing that they're good at, but they also have that side thing that they're also very effective in. So when you're placing the troops, you got to look. So let's say I have three heroes that are in each of my training facilities. Well, my first one, she only has a 2% increase, a training increase, but I also have one here's a 4.4%. Now, if I switch that commander, I go to the next one, 4.4, 3.2. I go over to the next one, go to train. Nope, not train. Work. 4.4, 2.6, 3.2. You have the different percentages. Like when you come over here to your infirmary, you have various ones that have a higher increase, like 8.8 for Deanna, my geologist right now. But if I put another hero in, I could have a 10.6. But her skills are better suited elsewhere. So, and she's the highest one at that spot, so that's where I have her. If you ever wonder where you would have all your heroes and whatnot, you want to go to your control center. Control center, if I cannot click the person. Control center, you go to manage. Manage shows you every single spot that you can put a hero. You can put them in the mines, you can put them in the workstations, you can put them at the water treatment plant, you can put them in the herb garden. As you can see, there's so many places. So once you do that, you have your heroes set up. Go over them, look at the skills. When you're first starting up, you obviously want to place them where they are best suited. But as you get higher in level, you're able to move them around because either you produce a lot of it, so you're not really worried about it, or the simple fact that you produce enough to be sufficient in your fortress functions, or you're in a pickle and you really need to get the increase of whatever you're trying to do. Another nice little tidbit is when you're going through your base here and you're trying to do your production and everything, you want to make sure you collect all the little experience bubbles above the heroes that you have placed, because they'll give them experience, and that's for just them. That's experience that they'll add up. Like especially when you when you're attacking zombies with your lineup, you'll see when it'll pop up experience so much, and then it'll say maxed out. Then you'll be able to use your memento coins and level them up. Every 5 levels, you'll be able to. You'll have to use memento coins, and we'll go over that a little bit later in the video, so that way you can figure out how to get them, where do you find them at, and the most other interesting questions you may have about a lineup. Sorry, I was starting to fall asleep there at the end, but hey, did you hear that door opening? Well, that's because your combat heroes are the gateway of being able to attack zombies, other players, cities, and gather resources. They are also the key to defense. If you're in an alliance, you are able to send your troops, aka lineups, to others to help defend their cities, and others can come send their lineups to you. Combat heroes are like any hero. They have certain skills and abilities that are useful in battle. Some attack multiple enemies, some attack single enemies, heal, or add buffs. Figuring out the best combination, what works for you, will take some time. There are 4 factions: the Minutemen, Vindicators, Wildlings, and Watchers. The first faction we'll go over is the Minutemen. The elite heroes are Bolton, Benson, Rebecca, and Alyssa. The main defense heroes are Bolton, Alyssa, and Coleman. They have abilities like Tank, Protector, and also strongest shield. They are best to be put up front in a lineup. With being put up front in a lineup, they will be taking the most damage and soaking that up. You have your backline heroes that are either range or some type of support or close up attack. They either give you a little bit of a shield or they heal. Like the Witch Doctor in Wildlings, she heals, with Alyssa in the Minutemen faction gives a small shield to herself. With Alyssa, see, she gives a small shield to herself. She also raises her HP, and there's a shield. Well, actually, it's more mitigation. And here's the individual shield. Then you have, in the Wildlings, Kin Ogwa. I pronounced that wrong. He attacks multiple people. And he also has weapon damage bonus, and he's also good for siege, and he attacks anything with his katana. To be able to go into depth with all the heroes will take more time than we have. So to combat this, get it? Ha ha ha. We will break this section into a few videos. So if you're here watching, the great news is the channel has reached 50 subscribers. Thank you all for the support. It means a lot. I will continue to provide as much information for you as I can. This is Sergeant Dewey, signing off. Till next time.